Welcome to Embedded System. I am Shakti Priya, Assistant Professor in Electronics and Instrumentation Department in Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology. Today, I are going to see about that hardware units in embedded system. I hope so. You are all know about the definitions of embedded system. Embedded system is an computer-based hardware with a software designed to perform dedicated functions. An example of your embedded system is automatic vending machine, automatic washing machine, and smartphones, etc. And hardware units present in this embedded system is nothing but that is your power supply unit and clock oscillator circuit and clocking unit, reset circuit, watchdog timer reset, memories, interrupt handler, and input output communication units. First hardware elements is your power sources. So every system will need an power sources for their operations. So power sources can be classified as an own power sources and then charged power sources. So own power sources is mostly widely used in embedded system. In case of any needed external power supplies, you have to supply it from that external sources, that means by means of battery or charge pumps, and it can be operated only in the following four ranges, that means from 5 volts to plus or minus 0.25 volts, 3.3 volt to plus or minus 0.3 volts, and 2.0 volts to plus or minus 0.2 volts, and 1.5 volts to plus or minus 0.2 volts. So only by choosing these four ranges we are going to operate at that embedded systems. And next hardware elements is a clock oscillator circuit and then clocking unit. So oscillator circuit is mainly used to generate that clocking signal that is used for synchronizing that all the system units in this embedded systems, and it controls that various clocking requirements of CPU, system timers, and then machine cycles of CPU. So the machine cycle operation is mainly used to fetch the informations and decoding it and executing it and transfer it to the memory unit. So these should be synchronized by means of this clocking signal that can be generated by this clock oscillator circuit. And clocking unit is mainly used to control the time of execution of this instructions. So this is the purpose of using the clock oscillator circuit and then clocking units in this embedded system. And next hardware element is a reset circuit. So reset circuit is activated for the fixed period of time, then it is deactivated. So activation of the reset timer, it should be only executed by means of this following condition: on the detection of low voltages or system boot up program or system installation programs. So only by applying these conditions the reset circuit is to be activated, otherwise it is deactivated. And next hardware element present in this embedded system is watchdog timer. So watchdog timer is an important hardware element present in this embedded system, because it is a timing devices that reset the system after a predefined timeout. That means it is very essential because it helps in rescuing the system if a fault develops and a program gets stuck. For example, if you predefine that 5 minutes in the watchdog timer, means once you have to start executing that processor in the computer. So in case in fault occurs means, or it should be stuck in the middle means, after it reaches the 5 minutes, it automatically resetted and program should be start running from this initial conditions. So that is the purpose of using this watchdog timer in this embedded system. And next, you all know about that memory is a very essential in this embedded system. It can be used for storing purpose, and the memory can be classified as a random access memory and then read-only memory. So random access memory is a volatile memory. It can store the information only during the program running conditions. That means it can be classified as an internal RAM, external RAM, and cache memories. And read-only memory is called as a non-volatile memory. That is, it is a permanent storage of our informations. It can be classified as a programmable read-only memory and erasable programmable read-only memory and electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. So these are the types of ROMs and RAMs used in this embedded system. And next one is an interrupt handler. So interrupt is nothing but is an electronic alerting signal sent to the processor from the external devices through the external peripherals. That means the interrupt, once the interrupt is occurs means the controller will stop the current execution of this program and it switch over to start running that interrupt handler instructions. That means it create an intention for that executions. That is the purpose of using this interrupt handlers. For example, if you press a key on the keyboard or move the mouse, that hardware interrupt handler will trigger the processor that to read that keyword in the key or mouse positions. That is the purpose of using this interrupt handlers in this embedded system. And next last hardware units present in this embedded system is input output communication units. Yes, communication will play an important role in this embedded system. That is, every output is to be communicated. That means from input devices to the output devices. That communications that are done by means of this buses or drivers. So that buses can be classified as in system bus and input output buses. So system buses is called as a memory buses. It is used to make an interconnection between the processor and the memory units and all the peripheral units present in this embedded system. And input output buses is also called as a peripheral buses. It is used to make an interconnection between the memory units and to the all the input output devices that is connected in between this embedded systems. So that is the purpose of using this communication units in embedded systems. I hope so you get a clear idea about that hardware units present in this embedded system. Thank you.